Picture a world where all financial transactions are controlled by banks and governments. This was the reality for centuries. Banks, acting as middlemen, facilitated transactions, storing our money and deciding who gets loans and at what interest rates. Governments, on the other hand, maintained monetary policy, controlled inflation, and issued currency. This system was built on trust that these institutions would act in our best interests. But all too often, this trust was broken, leading to financial crises like the one in 2008. This traditional financial system was centralized, with power resting in the hands of a few. And it was this centralization of power that often led to economic instability, fostering a climate ripe for change. In this seemingly unchangeable system, an innovation was about to emerge that would challenge the status quo. But that's a story for the next scene. In 2009, a person or group known as Satoshi Nakamoto introduced Bitcoin to the world. This was not just the unveiling of another piece of technology, but rather the inception of a groundbreaking idea that sought to redefine our understanding of money. The story of Bitcoin began with the publication of the Bitcoin white paper, titled Bitcoin, a Peer-to-Peer Electronic Cash System. This 9-page document outlined a vision for a new kind of currency, a currency that would be decentralized, not controlled by any government or financial institution, a currency that would be digital, existing only online, a currency that would be peer-to-peer, allowing direct transactions between parties without the need for a third-party intermediary. With the release of the white paper, Satoshi Nakamoto laid out the blueprint for Bitcoin, but it was only the beginning. The theoretical foundation had been set, but now it was time to bring this bold idea to life. So, on January 3rd, 2009, Nakamoto mined the first block of the Bitcoin blockchain, known as the Genesis block. This marked the official birth of Bitcoin. Encoded within this block was a message that read, "The Times 03 Jan 2009 Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks." This was a headline from the Times newspaper that day, subtly highlighting the very reason for Bitcoin's existence, a critique of the instability of the traditional banking system and the need for a more reliable, decentralized alternative. The creation of the Genesis block was a significant milestone. It was the first practical demonstration of blockchain technology, a public, transparent ledger where all Bitcoin transactions are recorded. More importantly, it was the first step toward realizing the vision outlined in the Bitcoin white paper. With this, the first ever cryptocurrency was born, ready to disrupt the financial world. This was the start of a revolution, a new era in the world of finance and technology. And it all began with Bitcoin, the world's first decentralized peer-to-peer digital currency. Bitcoin's early years were marked by obscurity, volatility, and significant milestones. Let's take a step back in time to January 2009, when the first Bitcoin transaction took place. Satoshi Nakamoto, the pseudonymous creator of Bitcoin, sent 10 Bitcoins to a man named Hal Finney. This transaction, while small, marked the dawn of a new era in the world of finance. As Bitcoin began to gain traction, the first exchange was established. It was known as Mt. Gox, and it provided a platform for people to buy, sell, and trade Bitcoin. This was a pivotal moment, as it allowed for the facilitation of Bitcoin transactions on a global scale. Now let's talk about pizza. Yes, you heard that right, pizza. In May 2010, a programmer named Laszlo Hanyecz made history by purchasing 2 pizzas for 10,000 bitcoins. Today, those bitcoins would be worth millions of dollars. This infamous transaction showcased the potential of Bitcoin as a means of exchange, even if its true value wasn't recognized at the time. The first major price spike occurred in 2011, when Bitcoin shot up to nearly $1. This may not seem like much today, but at the time it was a significant leap. However, this surge was followed by a crash, illustrating the volatility of Bitcoin. This was a recurring theme in the early years, as Bitcoin's value fluctuated wildly, leading many to question its stability and long-term viability. But if there's one thing that's clear about Bitcoin, it's that it's resilient. Despite the volatility, the crashes, and the skepticism, Bitcoin persevered. It continued to grow, attracting more users and gaining more acceptance. It was no longer just a fringe technology for tech enthusiasts. It was becoming a part of the global financial landscape. Despite its tumultuous start, Bitcoin persevered, gradually gaining recognition and acceptance. From being an obscure digital asset, Bitcoin started to enter mainstream consciousness. It was around the second decade of the 21st century that Bitcoin began to shed its image as a curiosity for tech enthusiasts and started to creep into the wider public view. A key milestone in this journey was when it achieved parity with the US dollar, a moment that signified the potential of this new form of currency. This was not just a mathematical achievement, but a psychological one as well. It was a clear sign that Bitcoin was not just a passing fad, but something that could hold real, tangible value. As Bitcoin's value began to rise, so too did its adoption. Businesses, big and small, started accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment. From coffee shops in Silicon Valley to online retailers, Bitcoin was becoming a part of everyday transactions. The world was beginning to see the potential of a decentralized digital currency, but with increased prominence came increased scrutiny and new challenges. One such event that shook the Bitcoin community was the Mt. Gox hack. Once the world's largest Bitcoin exchange, Mt. Gox was brought to its knees when it was discovered that hackers had stolen hundreds of thousands of Bitcoins. This event showcased the potential risks and vulnerabilities in the system, reminding everyone that while the digital frontier was full of opportunities, it was also fraught with dangers. Yet, even in the face of such setbacks, Bitcoin marched on. Its resilience was put to the test during its first halving event, a pre-programmed reduction in the rewards for mining Bitcoin. This event was a crucial test for Bitcoin's stability and its ability to maintain its value. And it passed with flying colors, further cementing its place in the financial landscape. As Bitcoin's profile rose, so did its impact on the financial world. The once obscure digital asset was now a force to be reckoned with, challenging traditional notions of currency and finance and paving the way for a new era of digital economics. Today, Bitcoin is more than just a cryptocurrency, it's a cultural and financial phenomenon. This digital asset has carved out a niche for itself in the global financial market, defying skeptics and naysayers. It's not merely a speculative asset anymore, it's a mainstream financial instrument. Let's talk numbers. Bitcoin's market cap now competes with some of the largest corporations worldwide. It has grown from being worth pennies to thousands of dollars per coin in just over a decade. This meteoric rise has not only caught the attention of investors, but also businesses. From small online stores to multinational corporations, businesses are accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment. This acceptance is a testament to Bitcoin's credibility and its potential as a global currency. It's not just about buying coffee with Bitcoin anymore. You can buy cars, houses, and even pay for your education with it. Bitcoin's influence spreads beyond the financial world and into popular culture. It's referenced in TV shows, movies, and music, reflecting its impact on society. It's become a symbol of a digital revolution, a beacon of financial independence and freedom from traditional banking systems. A significant milestone in Bitcoin's journey was the advent of Bitcoin futures. This development allowed investors to speculate on the future price of Bitcoin without having to own the asset. It opened up new avenues for institutional investors, further cementing Bitcoin's place in the financial market. Then came the second and third halving events, reducing the reward for mining Bitcoin by half. These events caused a supply shock, driving up the price and sparking another round of intense interest in Bitcoin. Bitcoin has come a long way, but what might the future hold? As we've seen, it's more than capable of surprising us. Whether it continues to rise in value or finds a new role in our digital lives, one thing is certain: Bitcoin is here to stay. As we look towards the future, the potential of Bitcoin continues to intrigue and inspire. It's a realm of vast possibilities where Bitcoin could become a mainstream method of transaction, integrating into the very fabric of global commerce. But with such potential comes substantial challenges. Regulatory hurdles may pose considerable obstacles as nations grapple with how to integrate digital currency into their existing financial systems. Technological advancements may also play a pivotal role in shaping Bitcoin's future. As blockchain technology continues to evolve, so too will the ways in which we use Bitcoin. It's a future that's as unpredictable as it is exciting. And let's not forget its potential role in the global economy. As a decentralized currency, Bitcoin could redefine the way we think about money, breaking down barriers and creating a truly global currency. The journey of Bitcoin is far from over. In fact, it may just be beginning.